So, Qwel finally responded. It took her about a month because I remember it started during Fin of the Week. Let's see what she has to say. Okay. Zoom in. Sorry, my bad. I have OCD. 150, that's good. Hey guys, it's Qwel. Let me start by saying thank you for your patience and even the occasional words of support during the last few weeks. It has meant more to me and the team than you can imagine. Until now, I have remained quiet about the situation and the troubling circumstances, and I owe you all an explanation for that silence. This is painful to write, but the community deserves to hear it from directly in my own words. Okay, so what I'm going to do is every time a paragraph ends, I'm going to give my reasonable response about it and, kind of like, think back and recap. I'm not trying to do this professionally, but I'm trying to do it like, organized, because I talk a lot. I have autism and ADHD, but I'm going to try really hard. So, yeah, last few weeks makes sense. Painful to write makes sense because, at least it's not a Google document because everyone keeps exposing people in Google Documents. I remember the pressure situation. Oh, about the pressure situation. Ren turned out to be a liar. Her entire social media got nuked. I hope she seeks help, the help she needs, but at the same time, I hope she doesn't find love anymore. And if that's cool, I'm sorry, but genuinely, I hope she doesn't because, well, she lied to Zeal a lot. I feel very bad for Zeal. He's autistic too. Oh my gosh, I feel bad for Zeal. I remember saying I felt bad for Ren. Jeez. See, that's why I wanted to stay on Team Qwel. Because after being on the victim side during Do My Fate with Kit, who was turned out to not be real, and Zeal, Ren, who turned out to be a liar, who kept contradicting herself and, almost caused someone to die, I regret, being blinded. Because, yeah, I'm not going to believe anyone anymore for being blind, but yeah. Enough about the pressure situation. We're going to continue reading about the Qwel situation. A lot has been said about me over the past several weeks, and most of it has been painful in ways I'm still processing it. I know some have criticized and even attacked my silence as avoidance or an answer of its own. It was not. I felt matter this series deserved more than a avoidance or an answer of its own. It was not. Wait, I just read that again. Whoops. I felt a matter. Reading is not my strong suit. I felt a matter that this seriously deserved more than reaction within the heat of the moment, without all of the facts, and I was not willing to say something I had not thought though carefully. And as I process my own trauma, I've taken the time to needed to dedicate myself, talk to my team, meet professionally, work with the proper authorities to handle this the best ability. The situation is not the kind of thing I'd ever want to rush, but as I said, y'all deserve the truth painfully in my own words, so here it is. Go away. So the authority, I think that's good. With a big game that big, you deserve to, have authorities. Your own team, meet with a professional, hopefully, because this needs to be done professionally. Own trauma, that makes sense because, well, I remember you were best friends with the co-owner, and you had to cut ties with him, and, well, so, let's read the next one. I was around 14 when I got involved with online spaces where all this began. I was a kid, like a lot, who find their friends on the internet. I trusted quickly, and I trust someone who had not earned it I trusted some people who had not earned it. During a vulnerable stretch of those years, someone stepped in my life and worked its way into my trust. I was 15 or 16 at the time, believed he was a friend for a long time. I had no reason to think otherwise, and we spent a lot of time together. I'm going to assume he means the co-owner. I'm not going to say his name. He doesn't deserve to have his name said. Okay, Qwel says he was 14, which, if I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure the UK is planning on banning people on social media that are under 16, which, maybe they have a point to do that. I'm sorry to say this. Maybe they have a point to ban everyone under 16. I mean, I would say under 13 is fine, though, personally. A person who worked his way into his life while you were 15 or 16. Jeez, you've been friends with this guy for that long? No wonder why you were both best friends. Like, I knew you were best friends, but I didn't know you were this close. Jeez. I want to walk through what came next carefully because the timeline matters, and I want you all to have it right before I share this. It's painful to trigger for me and might be others who experience, so consider this a warning to run by advance. Okay, so I guess if you're sensitive, click off the video, but if you're really curious about everything, continue watching. In August 2024, I was shown a drawing this person had made years ago that depicted fictional characters. I was disgusted and horrified. However, this person had an explanation. He said he had peer pressured into drawing it, and that it made him and that it had since been used against him. And in that moment, I had nothing to weigh against his words, and certainly didn't have the tools to properly process the scope of it. Of all this was supposed to be my friend, and he'd convinced me that this was not period, and that he had the maturity to realize I was being manipulated. I thought I owned that, and I forever wish see him through sooner. Yeah, you know what? I will admit, I'm not trying to like defend Qwel, but I'm trying to. Well, naturally, I'm sympathetic and empathetic, which for the victims, I feel sympathetic and empathetic, but because of situations like the Doom by Fate and the pressure situation, and also a year ago I found out I'm a skeptical person. It's kind of hard for me to trust victims, especially when they were all saying this blindly without evidence. For an example, there was claims that she made fun of a close friend who was venting, and they show a image of a 2-hour call, but they don't show the audio log, so it's not enough proof. Qwel at one point said that screenshots are like the worst form of evidence, which she's not wrong when she says that. That's why I always believed her. Plus, we know the co-owner was friends with Duck Adams, and we know the only reason why the co-owner said stuff because, well, he was obviously wanting to come back to the team, but he didn't, so he tried to take down Qwel with Duck Adams. That's a lot. See, the whole friends with Duck Adams thing was the reason why every Qwel defender out there was still, well, when I say Qwel defender, I mean people with reasonable thoughts, not like people just defending her just to defend her. Like, we had a reason to believe that. Like, I was on Qwel's side the whole time, and I was starting to lose hope. I said I'd make an apology video at the end of August. The end of July, if she didn't make a response. So, depending on how the document goes, I guess, I'll make the apology video, or I'll just say my personal thoughts, and, But yeah, like, manipulated. I mean, wasn't this addressed all the way back in like 2025 where Duck Adams made the first video about Qwel? I'm pretty sure like everyone says she was manipulated, which obviously she was. Yeah, October. Yeah, that was when that changed in October. I was then showed clear undenied evidence that this person had actually done. This was not drawing that administrative tax or excuse. This was real. This is proof involving an actual person that there was nothing left to explain it. I found out this morning, and by that night I was spoken with directly and removed him from the game and company. It was made public the next day. I did not wait. I did not negotiate. I did not look for any reason to keep around. The moment I knew I acted, unless that's what cutting someone loose is not the same as switching off a light. He has woven his duties within himself. Yeah, see, remember, this has been since Qwel was 16, and Qwel is probably 24 now, so that means these people have been friends for, like, about 6 to 8 years, which, I knew they were best friends, but I didn't know they'd known each other that long. I'm really feeling upset, not upset, but, like, feel bad for Qwel at this moment. Yeah, August 2024, that was when everyone was saying, oh, she knew the whole time. I mean, yeah, didn't the co-owner say, oh yeah, he's not gonna do it again? Clearly that's him lying directly to Qwel. And yet people, like, that's the thing. The reason why I didn't want to believe the victims was because they were cherry picking the situation. They weren't being reasonable. They weren't being fair. Like, my pride goes with fairness. I'm not trying to make myself seem better than anyone, and I will take accountability if I have to. But, like, I just want things to be fair. I know life is unfair, but I don't care if it's unfair. I want to try to be fair. And it felt like most people were being unfair by cherry picking. Yeah, October. That was sometime when the Louie and Connie update came out, right? That's when I started playing Danny's World. after the co-owner got fired. You know, I don't regret giving Danny's World. I don't regret being skeptical, but then I also don't regret, you know, playing Danny's World. It helped me find good people, especially on Discord. Like, I have a lot of friends now because of that. Danny's World, you know. I spent all the Robux on... Not all the Robux. I spent $5,000 worth of Robux. No, I spent 5,000 Robux on UGC and Game Passes. I'm not the biggest fan of Danny's World, but I am definitely one of them. And if the game somehow does recover, well, I will make a follow-up video where I will let my ego go wild. But if this doesn't go well, then I'll just end up making the apology video anyways soon. But like, it seems like hopefully either this is coming towards the end, because the pressure situation lasts a whole 3 months. But you know, I'm gonna continue reading and stop talking. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am a yapper. Into my life in a community. Oh, we're still part of it. Whoops. And removing him did not end overnight, emotionally or professionally. There were accounts to secure, assets to transfer, and the moderation tools that keep this community safe needed to be placed into trusted hands. I kept in contract for a purpose and no other. And the moment a handcuff was off, I completely cut him. The handcuff was complete. The hand off. Oh, whoops. And the moment the hand off was complete, I entirely cut it off entirely. I said handcuffs. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Moderation tools that keep the community safe. Okay, I mean, yeah, even when you cut ties with someone, you know, it's a difficult choice, especially when you've been friends with that person for so long. I understand that the 2 months between those months have raised questions and I said this delays proof I knew it's silent. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, you know, here's the thing. The human, you know how the 5 stages of grief, one of them is denial. Yeah, if you knew your brother did something illegal, or, you know, a best friend did something illegal, or your girlfriend did something illegal, you're going to be in denial 9 times out of 10, because you're like, no, I know this person, they wouldn't do this, you know, it's the human element, and yet people being cherry-picking, and, like, that's what I mean, they weren't being fair, they don't ever see it from Qwel's point of view, they don't ever think about the human element of denial, or, heck, when Qwel was apparently playing Overwatch or whatever, they never thought, what if she's just coping, or trying to, you know, relax, trying to relieve her stress. Like, I mean, I'd probably do that too, probably. You can't always be working on a document 24/7. People need sleep, and people need entertainment and, you know, stuff like that to keep themselves sane. Remember Animal Hospital, where you have to keep your sane up? Yeah, that's basically what real human beings have to do. And no, you can't just drink coffee and expect to get your sanity up. Animal Hospital is not logical, but, you know, I hope Animal Hospital does not become problematic, though it probably will be, because a lot of people from Danny's World did migrate to that game. That is simply not true. The moment I had the full and complete picture of this person I had done, I acted and did not wait. I mean, yeah, because, like, again, Qwel at one point said that screenshots were were not good proof, which, again, she's not wrong. Even, like, here's the thing, it's not that I hate not being right, it's I hate being wrong. But, like, just because someone's not right doesn't mean they're necessarily wrong. You know, she may not be in the right, but that doesn't mean she's in the wrong. To suggest anyone else is to ignore what actually happened, which is hurtful and irresponsible, and simply not the facts. To be fair, people spread misinformation all the time. I remember hearing Roger decreases main chances and stuff like that. Like, I remember misinformation got spreaded so much, and I can't believe misinformation is still being spreaded now. I mean, it's the internet, what are you gonna do? But, like, dude, don't people realize misinformation ruin people's lives? It's like people never learn. I learned from my mistakes, that's why I didn't automatically side with the victims. Well, one of them said they were sent a cease and desist, but, like, they don't send an evidence of a screenshot of this, but, like, here's the thing, people will back that up by saying, oh, you know, they can't do that because, well, they can still sue for that. But then I question that, because when SML got sued by Nintendo, he showed the cease and desist. Well, he didn't show the paper. Okay, he showed the paper, but he didn't show the writing. But he had proof that he got sent a cease and desist. that guy, Georgie, or whatever his name is, didn't show proof of that. So, like, that's why it was kind of hard for me to believe his words. To anyone in this community who was hurt by this person or by anyone who used a position of trust and authority to cause harm, I'm deeply sorry. I hear you. I believe you, and your safety matters more to me than my own comfort or reputation. If you're carrying something heavily from this, please reach out to an adult. I am an adult, but I still act like a kid. A professional, or I'm not a professional, so I'll try to find someone. Or someone you and your family trust. You are not alone. You did not deserve it. I personally have struggled to understand my own trauma while revisiting the situation. I know I will forever struggle with what happened then and the pain I feel as part of this community, and also as a young adult that was manipulated at the time and capable of processing the impact of what was happening to many of us. A lot of people like to say Qwel is a grown-ass woman. Here's the thing. You're technically not a grown man or woman until you're 25. In case you don't know, your brain is still developing until you reach 25. So if Qwel is under 25, then she's technically not a grown-ass woman yet. She's still a young adult, and there's a difference between a young adult and a regular adult. A young adult is someone who's 18, and a adult is someone who's 25, just a normal adult. So, yeah. People who are adults still get manipulated. That's how, bad crimes happen, like sex offenders and stuff like that. Like, just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't get manipulated. But yeah, trauma is trauma, and PTSD is definitely something. Like, so if there's anyone out there, like, who's been a victim, please, like, don't, like, try to take down Qwel. She's sorry. Well, at least she seems sorry. Like, even if she's not innocent, again, she definitely feels remorse. This community and the world we've built together, Danny's world, has always been the point of everything I do. Every mechanic, every tune exists because my team and I showing up for the people who love this game and will not stop. More than 100 people work on Danny's World IP and millions of you play it. I take that responsibility seriously. I always have and always will. More than 100 people work on Danny's World? Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people got mad at it for testing. Oh wait, that's testing. Wait, I thought Qwel was the one that made the tunes, not the... Oh, okay, I'm overthinking this. Through all this, the work has not stopped. Over the past couple of years, I built a team of trusted professionals to help build Danny's World. I wish I was trusted. The team has continued to work hard together the past few weeks, and nothing is more important to all of us than our community and its safety. Because so much of this rests on me, and doing right by this situation has taken time. I had otherwise have spent on the game itself. Our work has continued all the same, and you will be hearing from the studio soon. Okay, so, yeah, I said Qwel has to say something, because that Discord server will forever be locked down if she never says anything. I knew she would say something. Like, I know people said make that screenshot that's saying Qwel has to endure, but, like, didn't Qwel one time have to say something about some guy named Chip or whatever? Well, she said she didn't know. Like, she already spoke out about it, so that whole endure thing was kind of a lie. Plus, the co-owner, again, could have easily manipulated, because, again, not only do we know he's friends with Duck Adams, who's also a lying manipulator, but we know the co-owner himself is also a lying manipulator. And yet people just blindly trust it. Again, it's like a hate train going on. It was kind of like fundamental paper education, and also Sprunky, where when something gets popular fast, hate just happens. And Danny's World is very popular, so, again, a hate train happening is definitely a common thing to happen, especially when Duck Adams apparently was obsessed with Qwel. But yeah. Yeah, there was apparently leaks about the whole trio coming out, the circus trio leaks, but, like, I didn't see any leaks. I looked through YouTube, I looked through TikTok, I looked through Roblox, I looked through Discord, I couldn't find any leaks, so I think people, again, were just lying. I pray that you understand that the stories you may hear or may be reading on social media were not always reliable, and may even be outright false. My team and I will continue working through the proper legal and law enforcement channels, so that more of the truth can come out publicly and hopefully bring closure to everyone impacted. We are fighting for the true version of events that should be shared with proper professionals. Yeah, so that guy got sent... I already mentioned the cease and desist, sorry. But yeah, like a lot of stuff that got said or heard definitely could have been lies. Like it's possible some of this stuff could be true. Again, I'm not trying to be dismissal because someone on a YouTube comment called me dismissal and that pissed me off because first of all that's a lie and second of all he doesn't know what skepticism is. That's not even a word. He doesn't know what skeptical means. Someone else, you know, also called me slow just because I didn't know about the update or leak because a video lied to me saying it was an update when it was actually a leak, which means I got clickbaited technically. But like the fact that I got called slow and also got called dismissal to defenders makes me think they were probably from Twitter. I don't use Twitter and I don't like Twitter users. They always toxic for no reasons and they automatically side with the victims, which clearly again learned from the Doom by Fate situation and the Pressure situation. And they kept saying, well, it's not even close to compared to the Pressure situation. What are you talking about? Yes, it is. The Pressure situation had people doing Google documents. You know, Ren, some guy named Will, and some guy named Cat. Yeah, and people doing it again. Why do people rely on Google documents? This is not a Google document. This is a PDF. Reader? Okay. But, like, again, like, why do people keep doing the cycle of Google documents? You know, screenshots. Like, please, stop. And also, yeah, there's no evidence of that. There's an evidence of a 2-hour call, but there's no evidence that Qwel, there's no audio log evidence that Qwel really made fun of a close friend that was venting. Like, people just kept lying, and apparently I saw a YouTube video where Qwel got caught playing a different game. I think it was like Amber Alert or what it was called. I don't know what it's called. I think it's like a natural disaster type of game or something, or a whole game. I don't know. But I said it's probably not Qwel because, well, they could be cosplaying as Qwel because Qwel is just her display name. Qwelver is her username, which means anyone can have the name Qwel, but not Qwelver. And anyone can cosplay as her avatar. So, you know, again, it's reasonable for me to side with Qwel or to believe everything that's happening is not really Qwel and it's probably just false information. As the creator of this community, I must own all this and say I'm sorry I've disappointed anyone along the way while I'm on my shortcomings as a young creator and leader. I know. She is young, yeah. Just because someone's a grown-ass woman or a grown-ass person does not mean they are necessarily old. They're still young because, remember, the average human, a lifespan is 80, so she's not even a halfway to her lifespan yet. And again, if she's under 25, then she's technically not a grown-ass woman because, again, the brain's still developing. Sorry if I keep repeating stuff, I'm just saying what's on my mind. Again, autism and ADHD does that, where you just say and blurt out whatever's on your mind. Sometimes I wish one day or hope one day Danish Wood could accept me as a tester, but like that's not gonna happen probably. I tried to do be hired for a moderator, but I didn't get you know. That we now have the right leaders in the right places for Danish Wood team. I am going to keep building this game and community so it's with the people. Thank you to everyone who was stood by me. I don't take it for granted and I won't let you down. Like I said, I am not perfect, but I'll try my best to each and give you everything I have. You know what's funny? A lot of content creators told Qwel, like, said to the defenders out there to, like, not expect Qwel to make a response, all because they relied on a endure comment, Discord message. I hope all those YouTubers, content creators out there think twice next time before saying something. Now, I know I don't think twice about saying something. I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. I mean, okay, technically everyone's a hypocrite, but me, I know you should think twice about what you say, but like, just because you see one screenshot that Qwel said to endure does not mean you should automatically believe it. Because yeah, I remember Crypto Hyro or whatever his name is told people not to believe Qwel, not to just assume Qwel's gonna make a response. You know, I'm pretty sure I heard like Juki or whatever say something like Qwel's a grown-ass woman, stop defending her. But like, again, like, yes, it's not right for people like me to just defend a grown-ass woman, but like, again, my morals are there. I'm a good person. I like to be fair with stuff. Like, I'm just expressing my own true thoughts and feelings, and hopefully the drama, well, not drama, because people keep saying not to call it drama because, well, it's serious. But guess what? If most of this stuff turns out to be false, then it really was drama, because apparently drama means something that's pointless, which the pressure situation was not drama. Well, but it was, because Ben lied, so technically that's drama now. And then the Doom by Fate situation was someone allegedly died. That's not drama, but then we find out that the person who died was not even real, so that did turn out to be drama, because it was pointless. So yeah, Doom by Fate reputation got ruined for nothing, but at least it's back up. The Pressure reputation got ruined for nothing, but it's back up. And Danny's World, well, I hope it recovers. I hope it does. By the way, I'm gonna mention Forsaken here. The ex-creator of Forsaken is trying to sue Hitoko and Basil. So yeah, if and you know what sucks? His document makes more sense than Hitoko or Basil, so it's a lose-lose situation where either Hitoko and Basil win, and we have to deal with two incompetent, insufferable devs who only do skin slop and collaboration slop, or we have to support someone who we know is a bad person. So honestly, Forsaken is probably cooked, and that's the reason why I deleted all my videos revolving around Forsaken. So if anyone is wondering why I deleted all my videos related to Forsaken, that's the reason why. Heck, I even deleted videos that just had like titles like 1x or Turkey, like not Seletsky, doing the Battle Bricks videos. I even removed those because, well, again, I didn't want to do anything with Forsaken. I also saw Yellow, Y3LLOW. I saw her delete all her Forsaken content because I gave Forsaken way too much second chances, and honestly, the fact that Forsaken is still standing but Danny's World almost died is kind of sad, honestly. Like, people are just way too forgiving when it comes to Forsaken, and then they jump the gun on Danny's World. Like, that's what I mean. They're not being fair. They're not. But overall, she doesn't mention stuff like she only mentions the ex co-owner, which I guess that clears up the whole endure thing, and it does clear up the whole not making a response thing, and it does clear up the whole knowing for it since 2021 thing, which, to be fair, when someone told Qwel about that, I mean, that person didn't have any information to back that up, which they could have been a liar for all we know. But I'm not saying victims are liars, but what I'm saying is, like, if you're going to, have you heard the phrase guilty, innocent until proven guilty? Yeah, you have to provide evidence, and it has to be real evidence and not just screenshots and whatever. But like, for people like Zeal and people like the creators of Do My Fate, it felt like guilty until proven innocent, which, come on. And also, the documents were posted on Twitter, which, I'm gonna be honest, that alone is suspicious. Think about it. Why make documents on Twitter of all things? Because it's going to maximize the damage to the reputation. That's what I mean. Like, why, like, to the guy that got sent to cease and desist, like, why not show the cease and desist paper? And then apparently people were saying that he got sent to the hospital multiple times for mental health reasons, and he left Danny's World. But like, that doesn't make sense, because if you know it's affecting your life, just quit. And he's been dealing with cancer. I mean, I'm glad he is not dead, because cancer is pretty fatal. But like, if you're battling with cancer and you had to get sent to the hospital multiple times because of your your health, quit. I know apparently they said, Qwel said, it wouldn't be the same without them, which that could be true, but like, again, if you absolutely have to quit, please. Like, your health and safety matters more than your work and your job, which I think I heard that they don't pay people, which, to be fair, if I was a moderator in the Blush Crunch Studio Discord, it would just be voluntary. So yeah, but like, not everything was cleared up, but like, again, so either A, the next video about this will either be an apology video, or B, the next video will be about a video of me being right all along. But like, either way, the apology was sent before the end of July, so only time can tell for now. of what goes on here. But again, if Qwel really is innocent, then I hope everyone else feels ashamed about themselves for not like thinking twice, and because it's the Roblox community, they always do stuff. But if Qwel is really guilty and if she is remorseful, I hope everyone can forgive and accept her. You know why? Because she is not perfect, and that's true. No one's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone is just human. But like, it's like no one ever sees the. They always look at the victim's point of view and always just feel bad for victims. Which, don't get me wrong, it's okay to feel bad for the victims, but like again, if you don't have solid visual proof evidence and you only rely on screenshots and documents, it doesn't really provide good proof. It kind of just, I don't know, makes it seem like you're doing it out of spite, or you're just doing it because, I don't know, you're doing it for money. Maybe you're doing it out of just for attention. Because no, I'm serious. I'm pretty sure Dark Adams is doing this all for attention, and probably the co-owner too. But yeah, because I also saw a comment that said Creekcraft was in high school at Qwel, which I'm not sure if that's true or not. But like, I really hope Oreo, the creator of Wilting, CG5, the creator of Locked Away, and Creekcraft and Qwel, I hope they all don't I hope they all can still like trust each other, hopefully, because trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. But like, I just, I don't care if I've been on Qwel's team this whole time, and I got attacked in comments a lot, which it just shows how people just automatically jump the gun to defend victims without second guessing themselves. Which again, because I've realized two situations where automatically siding with the victim and blindly believing them didn't work out in my favor. Because of that, my brain is automatically thinking, okay, I gotta switch sides here because clearly siding with the victim every time is not working, and this is more proof of this. Again, if the victims out there are really victims, please just let it go, please. Qwel apologize for it. For the people that, the co-owner, messed up, I hope she can clear any other, stuff, and, well, it was really sad when I saw Daniel's World was going down because, well, not really going down, but people kept saying like, "Oh, sell the game." That's not gonna work if they've seen what happened with Forsaken. See, that's what I mean. They don't ever see stuff that's already happened in the past, but I do. It makes me seem like I'm probably one of the most self-aware people out there. That's what I mean and why I believe Qwel's either innocent or remorse. But like, if everyone can trust Qwel again, well, that would be fine for me, because the game won the best award for best casual experience, and I want to play the game casually again, because, dude, Twisted Fury, I felt bad for everyone who got that achievement if Qwel really was guilty. That must have taken a lot of time, and fear of missing out is a thing, and also, again, I have OCD, so I kind of just need to own everything as a professional. Professional? No, not professional. Sorry, a completionist. Perfectionist? Whatever. But, if the game recovers, I'll gladly play that game again. Maybe make some videos on it again. Because, I really, really, really did not want to quit on Qwel. Like, I know I gave a deadline, but, like, even if I did make the apology video, if Qwel didn't make a response before the start of August, because that's when school starts, because I'm going to college now. I would have, like, not have given up on Qwel. I would have had, like, a very, very slight bit of hope left. Like, I know all this stuff is, like, seeming grim for Qwel, but, like, I just knew that deep down, Qwel was somehow either remorseful or innocent. Like, I just knew she was, like, that's what I mean. I'm very, like, respectful. I'm such a fair person, and I don't know. It feels like people just mistake that, and, it's kind of hard. Like, look, you can say a lot about me. I don't care much if it's true, because I prefer honesty over politeness. So if you call me kind of dumb or pretty skeptical, I would see it as a compliment because it's pretty true. But like, please don't lie. Please don't make false allegations. Please just like don't try to take down Qwel just because your cries wasn't heard as a victim or whatever. I know victims matter. Again, I'm not trying to be dismissal or slow or anything like that. It's just after reading all this, it definitely seems like Qwel is remorseful, and she can't possibly clear up all of her misinformation because there's been like a dozen of them, and she did say misinformation was being spread or whatever, so she is aware of it. But yeah, expect a follow-up video within maybe a month or two, maybe a few weeks, depending on how the situation goes. I'm gonna still not play Danny's World casually yet, but I'm gonna start making videos on YouTube again. I'm really glad I took a break, but I'm back, baby. And I'm just gonna say this: everyone, stay safe and good luck, cause you matter. Goodbye.